There's a couple of the slides from last week just to kind of orient ourselves to the inquiry again. So we're looking at social location as a way to see where we are in proximity to others. And you might even look at something that seems kind of simple like age. It's, relatively easy to tune into, while I'm older, so I'm not really in a power position anymore. I'm kind of the generation that's on the other side of that. But also, how many people do you have around you that are different ages? Sometimes we really tend to, except for maybe family, biological family, we tend to concentrate our friendships in people who are the same age or similar. So one thing you might look at is that true for me, or do I have younger or older people who are also in my friendship group or mentoring? And what is the power relationship between you? I read somewhere a while ago that everybody should have mentors who are much younger than us. And that makes a lot of sense. Like we might mentor younger people, but younger people also have a lot to offer. Our age isn't a guarantee of wisdom, although there's wisdom that does come with age. So we could look at any of these through that as well. How much interaction do you have with people outside of your social class of different religions? And in particular, we're on the alert for anything that might have a response in our body, an energetic response in our body, because that might be something where there's some kind of unconscious shame, resistance, might be something going on there that we could pull up and have a look. So you have time to kind of settle into these. Another question that we could look at is, do I feel like I belong in the culture as a whole? And we might feel like we belong in some senses, but not in other ways. As a middle class white woman, I fit in some ways. As a lesbian, I don't fit in some ways. So, what's that for you? Where do you feel at home? Where do you feel like you're really different? And notice in particular any thoughts about I'm not as good or any deficiency beliefs that are being activated here. Maybe anger. It's not right that people with all the money get to make all the decisions, especially right now with rising inflation, and a lot of people are having a harder time buying food and being housed. And then if you could think of a few ways that you'd really like to see our life as a whole, our culture change, that would make it really meaningful for you. What's one or two things that you'd really like to see changed and that would have a big impact on you? And bring it down to something kind of specific if you can. So instead of like world peace or something like that, which is also good, but just to be really specific. And maybe even to think about something that you could do, some action step that you could take. So if you want to broaden your friendship with people from other races or other age groups, how might you go about doing that? And then over the next minute or so, we'll come back, finish the inquiry and come back. Just anything that's still kind of rolling around in there that you want to have a look at. Just notice what's here.